It has been nearly 10 years since Travis Pastrana started blazing the trail toward the triple backflip. Now, the torch has been passed to Josh Sheehan. Josh is the only person who has the ability to carry on. After all the blood, sweat, and tears, the day has come for Josh to flip his way into the history books or face the dire consequences of failure.
I'm probably the closest one to understand what's going through Josh's head, and I didn't even sleep knowing that I was going to do it to an airbag.
I think mentally I'm pretty good. I slept till pretty much 7 this morning and laid there, maybe dozed off for a bit more. I just try to think of other things. I know that if I think of this, my brain just starts ticking, and thinking stops me from doing other things. So I just, kind of tried to ignore it. Just tried to convince myself that it was just another day in the airbag.
From a production standpoint, it's very complicated. We've got 25 cameras being used that day, drones flying, people up in scissor lifts. But the main thing that we all have to be cognizant of is that this is Sheehan's call. He's given me a time in the early afternoon, the day before, when he feels most comfortable and wants to do it. So that's kind of our mark, and that's where we need to be ready.
To Josh Sheehan, I would say this. If you wholeheartedly, in your heart, believe that you've got this thing, then go out there and send it. But if there is, for any reason, any fiber of you that thinks, I'm not so sure that I want to do this, then don't let any of this stuff, any of the hype, none of the cameras, none of the history behind it, don't let any of that get in the way, man, because you're not any less of a man if you walk away.
I think Josh can do it, but I have a massive mixture of emotions about the thing, and I would like to just sit him down and say, Josh, no.
Honestly, I think this trick is so far beyond the realm of what people can really comprehend. This is simply Josh Sheehan wanting to push the human spirit, to push what's possible, and to push himself.
Yeah, I look at freestyle motocross, and this, the triple backflip is so dangerous. If I look at the sport of freestyle in general, how dangerous it's been, and to take it to this level is just, it's hard to explain. You can't even put it in words, right?
I mean, there's a million things that could go wrong in that situation, and only one that can go right.
The consequences are huge. It's life and death, and hate to say it, but that's what it is.
If I was to not make the jump, I don't even want to imagine what would happen then. It'd be pretty insane, pretty gnarly. It'd do a lot of damage. If I didn't make the jump, it could quite easily be death. It's quite a tumble down to the ground.
Sheehan is a bogan from Perth that just did the biggest trick in action sports and potentially the craziest stunt that's ever been done. And he is just Josh Sheehan, an inspiration to the working class man and an inspiration to me.
The moment he landed safely and rode away, the celebration began. Everyone was just so elated to see that he was okay and achieve this goal that he worked so hard for. But for us, we celebrated for a minute, but we quickly had to realize we got to turn our focus back on the quad.
If this were normal circumstances and Josh landed a triple backflip on a motorcycle, there would be a 2-week celebration. But we didn't have time to do that. We basically had to say, good job, buddy. move aside. We've got a quadruple backflip that we've got to accomplish now.
2 big stunts in a week is awesome, but to put them back to back and have to change location from one to the next, get out of the way so we can start moving stuff. So we tear things down and rebuild them down here and recut and all that kind of stuff.
Everything had to play almost to the hour, and the second that the triple was done, we moved on to the quad.